What up, YouTube? Gus from Purple again, back with another video. Today we'll be doing a setup video. If you guys want to know my setup, this is the video for you. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, comment if you guys have any comments, suggestions, whatever the case. Let me know. See you. What up, guys? Gus from Purple Finish, back here with another video for you guys. Today we'll be talking about my setup. What I use, what I don't use, what I like, what I don't like. I've been doing this for about 6 years here in Jersey. It's not the fanciest, crazy looking setup. I know these guys out here on YouTube have this crazy setup and whatever, blah, blah. Mine is more tailored to me over the past few years or whatever the case. Every time I go and I change something, I tweak it. And then I go and I paint it or whatever the case. So I'm going to show you guys the last year's iteration before I tear it down and put in a new water tank, which is back over there, and a few other small things or whatever the case. But this setup has been with me, this iteration has been with me for 2 years so far. I love it. It's practical, has everything you might need and plus more. Stay tuned. So as I was saying, this is a van setup, guys. So with this, I carry a lot of the stuff I need and use on a daily basis. We also, for example, last year went through about 12 to 1300 cars just in this van alone. Just this one working van. So it works, it does the job. It's awesome, good on gas. It is a 2010, if anyone's asking, 2010 Ford Transit Connect. So it is a smaller version. I got it about 6 years ago for, believe it or not, about $6,000. Only had like 70,000 miles to the clock. It was a steal. I know out there now no one can get cars or vans for that low, but I lucked out. First thing I'll show you guys is going to be the front, the cockpit right there. Sorry, my kid just stepped on this just now. I was trying to do the video, so it's a little wet. So I keep my polishes here. This is a 15 by Rupes. The other one's a Max Shine. I do have other polishers in the back, but this is so far the front. We go over to the side. This is where I like to say the magic happens. I got all my polishes that I would need, what I might need, traffic film remover, ammonia, Goo Gone, you name it. Got my polishers on the rack right here. Not polishers, my drills with the attachments for brushes, for all this good stuff. More attachments there. Here's my 2 bins for towels. I have one here for windows and paint. So in here I carry windows and paint towels. And then the one on my right, I carry all color coded. There's trim towels, there's interior, like the green ones, the orange for wheels, dirtier surfaces and things like that. So those are my 2 towel bins. Over here is a 10 by 20 canopy. Now this canopy is special because it has a peak, so it literally stands like this over the car. There's no crossbars going in and out of the entrances, so you will never hit it, even with a big Tahoe, Suburban, whatever the case. It is 10 by 20. I can prop this up by myself, nothing crazy, easy. So I do have this light over here, as well as some more lights and stuff that just get tucked away, it falls back there sometimes. Toolkit, awesome thing to have. A small 1-inch, 2-inch polisher. Then I go down here, we have the iCame Foam Pro 12. Awesome. I love this feature right here. You could just fill it up with there. We'll talk about it in the back. I do have my Aqua Pro Vac. Love this thing. Don't use it as much, but I love it. I have this for applying dressings and whatnot. I do have this, which I talked about in the last video. It is my air compressor, and in the back, the yellow canister right there is where you guys can see the auxiliary tank. I do have everything powered in the van connected to a 30 amp plug that I made myself. So this goes into the 30 amp plug on that side there. If you look up, we'll go all the way up. I have a small table that gets tucked away from the other side. I'll show you guys that later. LED as well. It gets powered on as soon as the van turns on or whatever the case. So this right here is my working side. It's a side that I like to just hang out. I call it my dry side because I separated it from the wet side, which is the rear van. and the other side, which is the tank side of the van. So we'll go over that right now. Also, guys, grab yourself a fire extinguisher. You never know when you might need it. So it's just side one. I built this van with one thing in mind. I don't ever want to come back to the garage, fill up, or do anything like that. So in a day, I can get through about 10 to 12 cars with just 100 gallons of water. Now, how do I get that done? Sounds crazy, right? We'll get to that soon. So we have the steamer here. This is just a bag full of knickknacks and new brushes and things like that. We got the tape up here, my van heater for the winter. So I just cleared this whole rack. This thing heats up the whole van. Over here you can see the other end of my 10 by 20 canopy. Got some knee pads, guys. Invest yourself in a knee pad. You can get this at Harbor Freight for like $2. Save your knees. So all this framework we built, me and my dad. We got a blower right there. This is where my charge station things go. So I do have usually all this stuff plugged in. It does charge all my appliances, all my things. I do have, guys, if you guys don't have one, please invest in one of these. You can get them on Amazon. Let me just take this out. You can get this on Amazon, guys. You never know. You might leave the car unlocked or something, the battery dies. So I do have those terminals there. Awesome. And we got the tank. This is a 100-gallon water tank. It is a big cube, a big box. Got some paint thinner right here. I get home, all I do is pull this out. This is also my fill station. So I can fill as well as plug it into my garden hose from the house, and it just reroutes over there. So that's pretty cool. Let me just clear this line real quick. I do have some pliers over there, some tape, some plugs, some couplers, etc. all up in here just in case I do need it on the fly. I know where it is. So this is side two. Like I said, guys, all this stuff in the past has changed significantly. So I purchased a new tank and I didn't really paint anything over here because I thought I was going to remove it sooner than later, but we get too busy over here, so it never really stops. Owner's Pride, it's my sponsor. Let's move on to the back. And here's where the real magic happens, guys. So, real budget build, back in a few years back, you couldn't really go out and buy these detailing supplies such as these holders and things like that. I mean, you could, they were super expensive. So what we did was we purchased these posts that you can get over at Home Depot, whatever the case. They come in about 8 feet if you want to get them. All you do is cut them, drill holes to size, and you can fit all your bottles. So pretty budget right there. I think the whole thing is about like 30 bucks for just that post, as opposed to, let that motorcycle pass. So as opposed to buying each one of those, I think cost me like 30, 40 bucks each. So instead of buying something like that, you guys could just buy a post, cut it to size, whatever the case. I also have this for my wand, so my wand stays out here. Moving in, the compressor. Guys, I have the air compressor hooked on there. This is the regulated air from the auxiliary tank. Comes out at about 50 to 60 PSI. Over on my left is my fill station. This comes out at about 100 PSI. And this right here, I go and I just connect it to my IK foamer. Remember, we talked about that. Put it on the IK foamer, hit this switch, flip it back, and it's done. That's how I fill it in, like, literally with 90 PSI, 100 PSI, you could fill that IK foamer from zero in about like 5-6 seconds. So that's why I have it as a straight shot. It also comes out. Speaking of coming out, we have the generator. Now this generator here is the Predator 3500, which I have, first of all, I have this so I can slide it out and gas it up, but I don't need to take it out to start it. So what I did was I opened up the whole thing. I might make a video of this, who knows. I have clips on it. I posted it all on my Instagram, whatever the case in the past. What I did is I rerouted everything to this side here. So I soldered and resoldered and whatever the case. So I come over here every day. took 3 tries because it's still cold. I do have the choke on the side, so I have to just pull the choke. Just wanted to show you guys how that works. Have my blowers, how I dry my cars. As you guys can maybe already see, I use all owner's pride stuff. So that's what we use, such as their amazing ultra wash and other chemicals. Rigid vacuum, nothing crazy on the vacuum. We got our gloves over there. Extra hose and wand should we need it, even though I do keep extra triggers and stuff like that inside. So yeah, keep everything on the reel. We have the electric reel, we have the air reel. Moving down, we do have a bucket for wheels in the back, which this right here I just threw on top. So this right here I just threw on top, but you guys can see the wheel bucket over in the back. Over here we have our wash bucket. We keep it full of towels. We do like the towel method. So we fill it with towels, hot water. It's excellent now in the winter. And then we move over to the left. We have our pressure washer. It is an industrial grade pressure washer. Let me just take this out so you guys can see it. Now this puppy, I don't even know what to call it. So don't sleep on this thing, guys. We'll talk about that later. Let's move this thing out of the way. So pressure washer. That's my beast of a pressure washer right there. It does 1500 PSI at 2 gallons, 2 point something gallons a minute. It's a beast. When I say beast, it's a beast. I dial it down to about 1200 at 2 gallons, and it is a monster. I'm running a 3.5 nozzle, and it does those numbers. And that's without any flow. When I say that without any flow, I am gravity fed. I don't have any pumps or anything like that. In the past, this was up here. And mind you, the tank is right there. So the hose used to come down here and it would suck the water from down here up here without a pump. Impressive, guys. When I say impressive, it's impressive. But this is set up here, guys. Really simple, nothing too crazy. Like I said, we are super busy here in the East Coast. That's how we close it right there. Keeps things from sliding down and running around. So we are really busy here on the East Coast. We got a little hook here for customer keys and stuff. So yeah, that's our setup right there, guys. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys have any questions about our setup over here, write to me in the comments. If you guys have any questions about anything, write to me in the comments. I'll answer everyone as best as I can. This is Gus, Purple Finish. We'll talk soon. See you guys in the next one.